How is everybody doing? How's everybody's week going? Happy Thursday. I'm John Anthony. This is Drivin to the Bank, a chair shot sports production, a proud sports coin affiliate. Guys, it's been a heck of a season so far. We're coming in hot on the midway point. I can't be the only one that thinks that football, as much as we all wait for it, over the summer, going to the fall. It's got to be the quickest season of the year. Next thing you know, we're kicking off in February. It's wild to me how fast the season goes, how much we look forward to that one day a week, Sunday. Obviously, you have it on Monday and Thursdays as well if your team's playing, but Sunday's the day we're all waiting for. Guys, last week was tough. It was tough for myself. 8-6 was a tough record. At least three games decided by a field goal. One of which in OT. Thursday night football was amazing. What a game between the Falcons and the Bucks. We had the Bucks going over there, and they had it. They let them off the hook. It was a good hell of a game. Falcons look awesome. That's why we picked them coming out of the South. But I digress. We also on our Underdog Parlay, we only hit 1 out of the 5. 2 of those were losses to field goals as well. So we got to be better. We got to try to be a little more predictable with the unpredictable. But with that being said, here we are, week 6, guys. An awesome Thursday night matchup tonight. We have the San Francisco 49ers. Let's go, Purdy, taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And a great way to kick off the week. A lot of great matchups this upcoming Sunday. And also a Monday night game, which is a must win for the Jets, I believe. So they're taking on the Bills over at Jet Life Stadium. So with that being said, I just want to clarify one more time before I go into these picks. I keep getting messages about this when people watch the show about the picks and how I get. I'm giving a winner, but I'm also giving the line. And I'm giving the under, the over, the under, and I'm giving my money line pick. The picks that I'm giving you when I say I think the Niners are going to win tonight. That's money line. That's straight up. Whatever the plus is, that's what plus or minus is. That's what I think the winner is going to be. What I'm giving you is the spread. So if that's what you do, if you're a handicapper, things like that, and you're using spreads to make your bets, I'm just giving you that information so you can be more armed and ready when you're placing your bets for the upcoming NFL week. So with that being said, let's jump in. Let's go through the week. Let's talk about the games going on. Give you our predictions for who we think is going to be coming out. The winners, the losers, and where you can make a lot of money. And also, I think it's 2 weeks ago, $2,500. We put it in the bank on our Underdog Parlay. I think this is another week where the underdogs that we picked, I think, are definitely going to be able to put a good chunk of change in your bank account and in your wallet. So with that being said, let's just jump in. I just talked about a couple minutes ago. San Francisco 49ers, Seattle Seahawks kicking off this week on Thursday Night Football. Guys, must win for the San Francisco 49ers. This team is not looking like they did last year. They do have a history in the past out of the past 3 years. 2 of those years they've had losing records. They've turned around and gone to the NFC Championship game. Definitely looking like they have an opportunity right now. Defensively, they have a shot at maybe going after Saleh being fired as the head coach from the New York Jets, but that remains to be seen. The man's getting paid a lot of money and sitting home and doing nothing. So I find that hard to believe maybe happening this season. But I do have the Niners going over here. Right now, they are favored by 3.5 in Seattle. That's close, and I understand that. You would think it'd be more, but right now, the way the Niners are playing, you got to give Seattle that. You got to give Seattle that benefit of the doubt to keep it in a close game and quite possibly winning as well. But we have the Niners going over here clean. With that being said, we go into the London game. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Chicago Bears. Right now, Chicago is a 2.5-point favorite. Kicking it off the bat, I think this is one of those where I think Jacksonville, they look good. They had a great win this past week. They're looking good. I think they're getting a lot of momentum behind them. I think Jacksonville pulls the upset here, being in London, different time zones, the travel. I think Jacksonville's ready to play. They do it a lot. They go overseas a lot of times during the seasons. So I have Jacksonville coming out on top here. Houston Texans, New England Patriots. Right now, the Texans are favored by 7 points. And how can they not be, right? I mean, the Patriots just can't get out of their own way. They had a lot of opportunities last week to take down the Miami Dolphins and kind of put a win in their cap and kind of build some momentum to not be in so much of a rebuilding phase with their team. A lot of penalties, a lot of mistakes. So I got to go with Houston here, obviously. I mean, you got to ride the hot hand. The Texans look good. Squeaked it out last week, had to come from behind and get a win. But they did get that win, and I think they continue that in New England and get the dub. Then we have the Commanders going against the Ravens. Right now, Baltimore, surprisingly, is a 6.5 point favorite. This is a little high. That's anything away from Baltimore. I'm really not. Shout out to Matt Trigger if you're watching. Huge Baltimore fan over on the Believe Network. I think this is a little slap in the face of the Commanders. I mean, Jaden Daniels has been amazing. I mean, forget rookie records. The man is setting quarterback records. His first year in the league looks great. He's cooking every time he has the ball. It's just wild to me that it's that high. And again, nothing against Baltimore and Lamar Jackson. I know they're going to go out there and they're going to ball out, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. Commanders, could they overtake? Could they take down Baltimore? Possibly. Baltimore looked a little sloppy this past week, but I got to go with who I think is going to win and who I think is going to make us some money. I think the Baltimore Ravens pull it out here. I don't think the 6.5 points is really where you want to go with that, but money line wise, I got Baltimore Ravens getting the W here over the Commanders. Then we have the Cleveland Browns take on the Eagles. Philly is a 9.5 point favorite. Largest spread right now of the game, of the week, I apologize, in a single game. I'm not a huge fan of Philly. I think, like I said, people have the blueprint. They figured this team out. They're having a really off year, not looking all that great. But it's also going against the Cleveland Browns. Deshaun Watson more and more looking like, with no hyperbole meant here, but it's just looking like one of the worst transactions in football history by any team as far as that contract and getting them over to Cleveland. In this case, obviously we're here to make money, right? We got to take Philly here. I'm taking them in the money line. I don't know if they cover 9.5. I mean, they quite possibly could do it against that Browns defense. But money line wise, I got Philly getting a W here, continuing their winning ways. Then we got the Arizona Cardinals and the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love's back. Looks good, man. He looks good. Cardinals coming off when they eked out against the San Francisco 49ers last week, but Green Bay also looking good last week as well. Right now, Green Bay is a 5-point favorite in this game. The Cards, I think they got a little lucky against San Francisco. San Francisco gave up a couple plays toward the end there where it just kind of let them get in field goal position, which is wild to me. An interception thrown by Brock Purdy, which was definitely not needed. And definitely unwarranted, but things happen, is what it is, and Cardinals got the win last week, but I think it's one of those where they didn't win the game, the Niners lost that game, and I think this week the Packers win this game going home with a W, and again, they are favored by 5 points, but I'm taking the Packers to win right here on the money line. Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the New Orleans Saints. This game was going to be tough for me, but then I saw the injury report, and then I see the quarterback's out. Kamara is questionable, maybe even doubtful. They're kind of banged up on the offensive side, and then taking a look over the Bucs, taking one on the chin this past Thursday against the Falcons. I think they're going to be out for blood. Baker Mayfield is not going to take that sitting down. I think they go off. I think Baker goes off, has a hell of a game with his legs and with his arm as well. I think they win this. Right now, Tampa Bay is a 3.5 point favorite. I think they win it by probably a little bit more than that. But money line wise, I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning this down in New Orleans. Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Broncos. Right now, the Chargers are favored by 3. I don't know, man. I've been saying it for a couple weeks now. I'm here. I believe, man. Bo Nix. Last week, he showed it to you. A lot of people watching the games going, wow, look at this guy. Yes, look at this man. He is definitely, I mean, obviously, Jaden Daniels has a lot of people not looking at any other quarterbacks that came out of the NFL draft this year. But you got to believe Bo Nix is getting better week after week after week, and I think this week is no different. The Chargers are favored by 3 points, but I am going to be a believer, and I'm going to be taking the Denver Broncos to win this game at Mile High in Denver. Let's ride. Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Raiders. Pittsburgh's favored by 3. Pittsburgh took them a couple times in my Underdog Parlay, let me down, got beat. This week is not the case. They are favored, and I am going to take them. I think it's a little bit more than just 3 points. But Pittsburgh, I think, gets the W here. They walk away with a win and get back on those winning ways and get back toward looking toward the AFC wildcard picture. Detroit Lions, Dallas Cowboys. Detroit's favored by 3 points. I felt like this is one of those trap games for Detroit. I almost wanted to take the Cowboys. I just had a feeling. They got it. Cowboys won it last week. It wasn't pretty. It was not pretty in the least, but they won it. So I can't take Dallas here. I got to take Detroit. Much respect over the Lions. Love them as an upcoming NFC team. Forget that they're here. They are here as a powerhouse team looking to ride themselves into the playoffs. Definitely in contention for that number 1 seed. So I got to go with Detroit. I got to take the Lions here. Is it a close game? Probably. But like I said, right now it's 3 points going toward Detroit. Money line wise, I'm taking Detroit to get the W here. Atlanta Falcons, Carolina Panthers. Atlanta with a statement win, if more so from morale and locker room wise, needed that win, gutted it out, gritty, got the win against Tampa Bay last Thursday night. I think that starts speaking volumes to that locker room and that team, offensive and defensively, starts getting to believe in themselves and what they can do as a team. Like I said, I think they are highly, highly underrated still yet with the wins that they have gotten. I have them coming out of the South. I've been saying it since I did our review of the NFL season and picked our division winners. And against the Panthers. I don't care who the quarterback is. It's the Carolina Panthers. And they're playing a team that's probably going to have the number 1 pick next year in the NFL draft. So I have the Atlanta Falcons winning this one. They are favored right now by 6, probably be a lot more than that. But money line wise, like I said, I have the Atlanta Falcons winning this game this week. Then we have the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the New York Giants. The Cincinnati Bengals are favored by 3.5 here. This was tough. Danny Dimes these past 2 weeks has come out looking good. Almost like he's building on things going as the season goes on. It's almost tough to pick against them when it's a team like the Bengals who can't get out of their own way. Bengals right now are 1-4. I cannot believe that the Bengals have a record that they do with the talent that they have on that side offensively of the ball. But the Giants, I'm not convinced yet. I'm not picking them for wins if money's on the line. So I'm not picking them. I'm sorry. So I got to go with Chase. I got to go with Burrow, and I got to go with the Cincinnati Bengals getting this win. Then we come up to Monday Night Football, guys. Buffalo Bills, New York Jets at Jet Life Stadium. Getting a lot of Giants fans mad with that. Bills, Jets. AFC East matchup. These guys know each other. Aaron Rodgers now is a new coach that he is very familiar with. The Buffalo Bills they've been up and down this season. I think Josh Allen needs to figure it out. Are you going to throw? Are you going to use your legs? What are we doing? Are we going to have a run game? Are we going to have a pass game? The offense really needs to figure itself out on that side of the ball. Defensively, they've looked good. They've been consistently giving up a lot of points, unfortunately, on that side of the ball. So I think they just need to have a come to Jesus moment, look at it, the bye week, and kind of ramp back up and hit the second half running when the rubber meets the road. And the Bills really need to figure out if they're going to be AFC champs and go deep into the playoffs and look for a Super Bowl run. They need to figure things out offensively. So with that being said, it's a must win for the Jets. You just got rid of your head coach, right? He's the problem, right? And that starts at the top, and that's the guy you got to get rid of. If we're being honest and being unbiased here, Aaron Rodgers has looked like dog water. Not impressed at all. Not looking like the Aaron Rodgers that I think the New York Jets thought they were going to do. But the owner wanted to make the call, gets rid of Saleh. And Saleh, listen, we will take you. We are here ready for you in San Francisco. Come on back home, baby. Let's run this back. Let's run back to that Super Bowl. We're waiting for you after you're done collecting those paychecks, though, from New York. It is a must win for the Jets. Aaron Rodgers looks to bounce back into his regular Hall of Fame form, but it's not going to be this week. I don't care where it is. It can be a Jet Life. It can be in Buffalo. You can play it down in Miami. I don't care. The Buffalo Bills get back to winning here, at least streaking winning wise, and they get a win here in New York. The Buffalo Bills come away with a win here. Right now, Buffalo is favored 2.5 points, and I got them win it. Will it be close? Probably, but I think Aaron Rodgers, when push comes to shove, doesn't do what he needs to do to get this team late in the game. Keep them where they need to be winning, and I think the Bills take advantage of that. And Josh Allen has some magic, and they get a dub. And that's how we finish up the week, guys. That's how Monday night shows up. So, of course, with that being said, we have to go to the Underdog Parlay. For those of you that are catching this and taking a look and like, what's the Underdog Parlay? This is where we look at the underdogs of the week and take the 5 best options that you have that you can bet $25 on. Just $25. We've done it for 5 weeks. We've hit one. We hit on week 4 for $25. We hit $2,486. So about $2,500 you put in the bank account. with the win. You do need a little bit of luck, obviously a little bit of skill to know what teams might be able to upset the favorite. But obviously, there's a lot that goes into it. With that being said, we do those picks for you for $25 this week. $1,976. $2,000 can be in your bank account with this bet, exclusively on the DraftKings Sportsbook. This week I have the Jags, the Commanders, the Colts, the Broncos, and the Cowboys. With the upsets here, I'm not picking them as winners, but I am going to take them as underdog winners, though. And again, you need a little bit of luck, but they're all close. None of these are over the spread of 7 points. It's 7 points and under, so these are close games. They're certainly not pick-ems as well, but taking a look at the scheme of things, the games, the injuries, things like that, wherever they're being played, and just history in general between the teams when they're playing, a lot goes into it. There is a system behind picking the underdog for the Underdog Parlay. So with that being said, one more time, for $25, a pizza, your favorite takeout, your favorite bottle of liquid courage, or a couple beers that you like to drink as well. For just that much money, you can win almost $2,000, $1,975. The Jacksonville Jaguars, the Washington Commanders, the Indianapolis Colts, the Denver Broncos, and the Dallas Cowboys. Those 5 teams upset this week, and we are looking at a cool $2,000 in your bank account come Monday morning. Guys, thank you so much for showing up and tuning in. I appreciate it. We're going to be doing this all season long. Again, thank you so much. Again, we're driving to the bank. Every week we drop Thursday afternoon before your favorite Thursday night game. We are a Sports Coin affiliate. Definitely follow Sports Coin Network for all your betting and sports needs as well. So, guys, again, I appreciate it. I'm John Anthony. Thank you so much. Let's have some fun. Thursday night, Niners, Seahawks on NFL Prime. Guys, go Niners. Toodles. We'll talk soon.